The NDP got one last kick at the HST in the legislature today before the spring session came to a bitter end. Just a short time ago, the Liberal government has been badly bruised by the tax, but Premier Gordon Campbell vows he is doing the right thing and he's going to spend his summer on the road to change your mind. But will angry voters listen, or will the Premier decide to call it a day? Our Shachi Curl covers the legislature. That's where she joins us live on this final day. Shachi.
Hudson, the harmonized sales tax has been the one issue that has defined this session, the one issue that has made this session so bruising for the BC Liberals. But Premier Gordon Campbell says his fight is just beginning.
Make way for Mr. Speaker!
And chances are this will be the last time we make way for him for a long time. Gordon Campbell's Liberals don't have much reason to hang around here and get beaten up over the unpopular harmonized sales tax.
It's been pretty tough politics outside of the session, but it's been a productive session.
In fact, the Premier says he's ready for more, just not here in the legislature.
I'll be going around the province as I do, on a regular basis and talking to people, and I'm sure some people will raise the issue of the HST.
But will the electorate listen? More than 600,000 have added their names to an anti-tax petition started by former BC Premier Bill Vander Zalm. The petition has met the threshold in all 85 of BC's ridings, but Campbell says he's not losing any sleep.
I think it's important that we have elected officials who are willing to stand for what they believe in and live with the consequences. I totally recognize that I'll be held to account for this.
But does that mean he's really on the ropes? Time after time, term after term, Gordon Campbell has done things to make many British Columbians mad. He tore up the HEU agreements, gutted the public service, brought in the carbon tax, and yet he has survived, even thrived, being re-elected 3 times. The difference this time, the backlash is organized.
What will this group do next? It could be that they'll turn their sights on something like recalls.
Capitalizing on the anger, opposition leader Carol James. Her party way ahead in the polls. She thinks it's time for the Premier to find new work.
My indication is the Premier's going to go, but the only person who really knows that is the Premier. That's up to him.
Well, I'm glad that Carol's thinking of my future. I'm getting a lot of career advice from you guys, from Carol James. I'll actually talk to people who care about my future about that.
Some could say that James might take her own advice. Maybe this polity of British Columbia would wake up if suddenly we had an opposition leader who could relate to the people.
So this session ends the way it began. The New Democrats on a high. They'll have to find a way to sustain. The Liberals with increasingly little left to lose. And we all wait to see how people really react to the harmonized sales tax once it's here on July 1st. Let the summer begin. And Hudson, there are a lot of unanswered questions about what happens over the summer with the HST petition. Will that prompt government to call a referendum? Will it bring them back to the House for another vote on the issue? We don't know that. What we do know is that we'll start paying the HST as of July 1st, and we'll have to see whether or not that really puts voters over the edge.
All right, we'll wait and see. Shachi, thank you.
You're welcome.
Shachi Curl live at the legislature.